Insider.
What is your next project?
Several years ago, my husband and I were traveling with some friends, and we spent the night in Longfellow's Wayside Inn in Sudbury, Massachusetts. While relaxing in our room, we noticed a folded paper tucked on the windowsill behind the curtain. Of course, we opened it and discovered a letter addressed to General Washington. It was signed the Secret Drawer Society. We went on to discover dresser and desk drawers full of letters and essays written by the inn's patrons over the years. We found letters written by couples who'd spent part of their honeymoons there and then had returned years later, found their original letters, and added to them. I had just begun writing at the time, but I knew then I had to write a story that included this element. My current manuscript, A Time for Singing, is set in the inn, and the characters write anonymous letters back and forth to each other. Definitely romantic.
How did you come up with your title?
Coming up with a title is always a challenge for me. Oftentimes I'll hear a song, a phrase from a sermon, or a Bible verse that inspires the title. The title Season of Hope grew out of an idea based on John 1:5 of light never being overtaken by darkness. In this novel, I relate the light to spring and darkness to winter. The heroine struggles to move beyond the winter of guilt in her heart to the spring of forgiveness.
Are plots based on someone you know or events in your own life?
People always ask where writers get their ideas. How much of what we write is based on real life? I must say, most all of what I write comes from my imagination, but there are times when a circumstance pricks my interest. For instance, several years ago I worked with a young single woman who shared with me that she had a list of characteristics she wanted in a husband, and she regularly prayed God would bring her the man on her list. I began to think, what if he doesn't? What if God brings her a man with completely different characteristics? The waiting came from that one question. And my friend, she's been happily married for years to a husband who is very different from the man on her list.